Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be doing March's TBR. So, I'm just gonna dive right into my Reader's Gondola Challenge. So, this is from Bay, from Bay's Reads. I will link all of the challenge, like all the people that are hosting challenges that I am attempting. I will link them down below. Please go show all of them love. But Bays did this big challenge. There's like different things. The first one that is taped right here is New Release Radar. I'm supposed to read a newly released book every single month of the year for 2026. So like if it comes out in January, I have to read it in January. Same for February. I'm in the process of reading my second book that was released in February. New releases are my kryptonite most of the time. So I'm actually very impressed with myself. I have 3 new releases in 2 months. So technically I'm 2 for 2, which means March will likely happen, hopefully, like a month or something. Let's see what my challenge for this month is. Okay. Let me see. Ooh. I'm gonna repick because here's the thing. In almost all of these, I have books to work with, but I'm not a series girly, and I don't think I have enough for the series staircase. So you're supposed to read like a standalone, a duology, or a duet, a trilogy, a quartet, and then 5. I think you go all the way up to 6. I don't have that many series to my knowledge, so that's fine. You guys can see. If I want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I think reading should be fun, and if I'm not going to have fun, then I just don't want to do it. So, ooh, okay, shelf trophy. So I think for shelf trophy, you actually just buy books after you have read them, and you get your collector's edition, you get your shelf trophy. I've already done that with 1 book this year. I listened to How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates, and I bought a physical copy. It's over there. I could go get it, but I'm not going to. But I think you have to do that 2 more times. I'm not going to use this for March. I'm going to hold on to it so that I know that I have to buy 2 more books that I really enjoyed. I think I want one of them to be All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles, because I read this one on Kindle. This month blew me out of the water. And I'm currently listening to this new release called The Hot Shot by Piper Rain. I am living, loving, breathing for this book. It is spicy, but I really want to get that as my shelf trophy. So I think those are going to be the next 2 books that I buy for a shelf trophy, and that will be all 3 that I need. Although technically I am starting this new thing where I read the book through the library, whether that be audiobook, Kindle, or physical, and if I enjoy it, then I can go buy it, you know, when I have the funds. So this is kind of the outlook on life that I'm trying to have, but I am going to keep this one out and just say that I've done 1 for sure, and then I have a plan for the other 2 if my plan changes, as long as some point in the year I need to buy 2 more books that I've already read that will be part of my library. Easy. Okay, now I'm scared because I don't know what else is in here. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, there were 2. So let's see if I chose correctly. Oh, participate in another readathon. Okay, so this is a year-long challenge. In February, I participated full-heartedly in the Swoody Readers Readathon. I'm still participating. I'm going for that blackout on that bingo board. I need that blackout. Right now I have 2 bingos. I think I've only submitted 1, but I have 2. I'm going for that blackout. And also in March, I'm doing the Spring Into Reading-a-thon. The one that's put on by Mel from Completely Melanie. I am low-key gonna be participating in that one in March. So I'm gonna say that I've already accomplished this. Okay. And then we will pick another. Oh my gosh, this is going either very well or very poorly. Okay, we got one. Okay, let's see. Bingeable books. Okay, I don't remember what this one means. So I'm gonna have to pull up Bay's video and figure out what this one means. Okay, so for bingeable books, it's literally books that you could not put down, that you either stayed up too late to finish. Most bingeable books, by this definition, you finished in 1 sitting, or I'm going to say 1 day because, you know, I have other responsibilities like mom, you know, I'm a mom, so I can't just sit there for 1 sitting to finish a book. But the current read that I have, which is The Hot Shot, I have an hour of the audiobook left. I didn't even know this book existed until Karina recommended it to me, and I'm like, oh, you know what, it actually sounds really cute. I have an hour of the audiobook left. What? So I'm going to count that as a bingeable book. That means I need 2 more books that just take me by storm that maybe I wasn't expecting to read and love, but it's still fairly early in the year, and this is a year-long challenge. So I'm actually going to put this one right up there, and I'm going to pick a different one because it's hard to plan for bingeable books that you can't put down. Like, The Hot Shot took me by storm. It was not on my radar at all, but man, am I glad that I picked that up. Okay. All right, this is going to be the real one, hopefully. Blurb challenge. All right, please hold.
editing Alita here, and for blurb challenge, it's basically where you read the back of a book. All I have are children's books right here, but sometimes on the back of your book it'll have a blurb from an author, and it, like, say Allie Hazelwood blurbed a book, then it'll say, "Oh, I love this piece of perfect literature, Allie Hazelwood." So then you have to go find Allie Hazelwood, and you have to go find a book that she wrote, and that's the blurb challenge. I'm gonna be real with you. I completely avoided that challenge in this video, so it's gonna have to be some like extra books. I did not pay attention to the blurb challenge at all while picking my books because I forgot.
All right, spin number 1. Our first spin came from Leandra from Leandra TBR 0. She's been doing this readathon that's going on all year, and I cut up her board and have been using the pieces for my spinner wheel. So it's AAPI author, so an Asian Pacific Islander author. And for that, I have Lucy Yi is Not a Romantic by Lauren Ho. This follows this woman named Lucy Yi. She's done waiting for Mr. Right, but she wants a baby so badly. Like, she really, really wants to be a mom. So she starts going to this, like, matchmaker service, only it's about finding someone that's compatible with you that you can create a baby with and, like, co-parent with. And that I believe that the person that she gets matched with, she ultimately ends up falling in love with him. But I think that the story is more about growth and kind of being okay with who you are. And I'm excited. Oh, okay. This blurb, I don't have a Jodi Picoult book on my TBR, so I don't know if it would count. I mean, I would have to find a Jodi Picoult book, but it says, if Jane Austen and Kevin Kwan had a love child, it might well be Lucy Yi is Not a Romantic by Jodi Picoult. Ooh, okay. Then Allie Hazelwood. I don't have any physical books. I read my last physical Allie Hazelwood book last month in February. But she said, funny, sharp, and uniquely voicey. Lucy Yi is Not a Romantic is what happens when an uber talented writer tackles important subjects with humor and charm. And Christina Lauren said, sardonically witty, deeply relatable, and surprisingly vulnerable. Lucy Yi is a glorious take on a modern romance. All right, let's go to spin number 2. All right, spin number 2. And we're gonna put a new one on. And spin number 3. So spin number 2 got us Owl, which is a Winnie the Pooh readathon prompt. It says read at night, so I don't have to pick a book for that one. I just have to read at night sometime. Then we landed on adult fiction, which honestly could be like 80% of the books on my shelf. So I was smart and doubled up on a prompt for Mel's readathon, into the springathon, spring into readingathon, I think that's what it's called. But I have to read Before You Knew My Name by Jacqueline Bublitz, so I just thought I would put it on here. This is like a thriller. She may be dead. That doesn't mean her story is over. All right, spin 4. Okay, so we got out of comfort zone for Kalani's readathon, and hers is all about those romance books. I'm scared of this one, but it's Not Your Average Hot Guy by Gwenda Bond. It was actually on my out of comfort zone reading list, and I gave myself 6 months or a year to read it, and I didn't, and I was supposed to unhaul it. I'm sorry, I lied to you, apparently. I really thought I would read it, but it's scary for me because it says the tagline is he may look like an angel, but I think he's the devil's son, and she is working, Callie is working at her family's escape room when the devil's son and his friends all end up at the escape room, and I think she instantly falls in love with him. So there are so many red flags for this book that I've been ignoring, so I just need to read it or unhaul it. All right, number 5. Alright, so we landed on emotional read, and for emotional read, I'm gonna pick You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. This follows Faya, whose love of her life has died. He died 5 years ago. And her life has changed a lot in the last 5 years. Now she's an artist with her own studio. And her roommate and her best friend Jill says that it's time for her to start getting back out there on the dating scene, and I think this is going to be a novel of like healing and grieving and moving on, and I think it's going to tear my heart out. Alright, spin number 6. Whoa. Okay, so actually was this one, which fell off. Alright, spin number 6 got me Romanticize Your TBR, or Romanticize Your Reading. So I believe what Kalani said was that you could just like make it a romantic date to read your book. So I don't have to pick a book for this one. I'm not going to. But in January, actually in January I had like this nice bubble bath, and I listened to an audiobook and did like a spa night, and it was really, really fun. I could do something else like that, or I could just count. I'm just gonna do something else like that. And then the rule spin number 7 got us Treat Your Shelf. And I'm trying really, really hard not to actually buy books except for like trophies. Like after I've read them, then I can buy them. Ooh, okay, so I can treat myself. I'm either going to treat myself with the Hot Shot or with all the missing pieces, or maybe both. But I've already read it. I don't think the actual prompt means that you have to read it. I think you just get to treat yourself. And that means that I get to buy a new trophy. Or 2. Alright, let's go to spin number 8 of 13. Alright, spin 8. Spin number 8 got us We'll Be Friends Forever, 2 or more people on the cover. And Current Me does not know what Editing Me has picked, but I'm going to pick a digital book. Spin 9. Spin number 9 got us a Winnie the Pooh prompt. This one is Heffalumps and Woozles, read a mystery or a thriller. So for that one, I got to pick whatever mystery thriller I want. So I'm gonna read How I'll Kill You by Rin DeStefanino. This has a really good family aspect. It follows these triplets who fall in love, who date a lot, and then they kill their love interest. All right, number 10. We landed on Reread, a favorite. It's from Kalani's readathon, so it's supposed to be romance. I know that you could stretch the prompts and not use romance for every prompt, but I'm going to try and stay as true to the prompts as possible. So I'm going to be rereading First Time Caller by B.K. Borison because the second book in this companion novel series either came out in February or is coming out in March, and I want to get my greasy little hands on that book. All right, 11. Again. Okay, so we landed on Latinx author, so Editing Alita has already popped up a book that we will be reading for this prompt. All right, 12. Turnabout. So there's that. All right, our last spin. Right, for our last spin, we got Indigenous Author, which is perfect because for the Spring into Reading-a-thon, the readathon that Mel is putting on, I got Killer on the Road by Stephen Graham Jones. He is an Indigenous author, and I believe this is like a road trip from hell type of horror novel, and I'm excited for it. So that is going to be one that I had to read anyways. So there's those. Then let's go to my horror mystery thriller books. So Alexis from Alexis Fully Booked is doing a mystery thriller challenge, and I have all of her prompts in here. I have assigned books to every or most of these, and they're mostly on my digital collection, as I'm really trying to lower my digital TBR to 0 and lower my physical TBR to 0. So that'll help knock that out. And then the horror reading challenge is from Sarah from Wicked Reading, and I don't have books assigned to hers, so I'll have to pick one. Or if it's something I've already read for the challenge, then I can kind of tell you about it. Okay. All right, book number 1 is Dual Timelines. Okay, I do have a book on here, but at the time I had been using the Audible library collection, like the Audible Plus, because I pay for it. But I would rather pick books that I actually own digitally or physically. So this one is Dual Timeline. Alright, so for Dual Timeline, I'm going to pick The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is a historical mystery, but it takes place in the 1950s and the 1970s. I think it's like 1951 and 1975. It's about this missing girl from a summer camp, and she's big. So I'm scared. Okay. Then number 2 is... Oh, okay, this is the horror reading challenge, and it says Water Setting. I don't think I've read for this one yet. I don't own anything physically, so that means that Editing Alita yet again has another job. Okay, so now we're on number 3. Okay, well, that one jumped. So it really wants. Oh, okay, girl or woman in the title. So again, I don't own anything digitally that has girl or woman in the title, but I was also told you can use the plural form of the word. So I'm going to read The Forest of Missing Girls by Nichelle Gerdelades. This follows this girl named Leah who's going back home, and her family still lives next to this forest that has always creeped her out, and now teenagers are going missing in that forest, and of course Leah is investigating. Okay, number 4. All right, number 4. Oh, is another horror reading. Okay, so for number 4, I'm actually gonna use Killer on the Road by Stephen Graham Jones as my second chance book for the horror reading challenge. I don't remember what the hard mode is, but I think it's like a second chance. Like, I'm using it as a second chance author because I have really enjoyed some of Stephen Graham Jones's work, but I've really hated some of his other work. So it's kind of like the deciding vote. This is the second chance. Okay, and I think this is potentially our last one. Maybe we'll do one more because we got to double up there. Revenge. So for this one, I'm going to be listening to When I Was You by Minka Kent. I don't know anything about it. Why not? I have way too many books on this TBR, so... Okay. This is another horror novel one. Title includes a verb. Okay, so for a title that includes a verb, I'm going to read The House That Horror Built. Yeah, The House That Horror Built. I honestly don't think I'm going to like this book, so I'm putting it on here, hopefully, so that I can just finally DNF it and get rid of it. Because it's a haunted house story. I don't like haunted house stories. I also don't like Hollywood, and this follows like a Hollywood horror director. I don't know. I'm not sure it's for me. But there's that. Okay, and then let me quickly go through my reading challenges to make sure that I have a book for all of those. So I actually didn't have to pick any extra books for my reading challenges. So for Buzz cover, it looks like movement. It looks like the man is walking in the back. Then This or That is the Buzz word, and I have The House That Horror Built. Then for TBR Knockout, and yeah, for TBR Knockout, it's like a new beginning or a debut author. This is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. This one's a new beginning. Then for Jurassic Park readathon, it's a family book, How I'll Kill You by Rin DeStefano. It follows triplets, so that follows family. Then for the Goober readathon, it has to have multiple perspectives because I'm going to try and make vegan croissants. And this one has Callie and Luke's perspective, so this is Not Your Average Hot Guy by Gwenda Bond. But those are all the books I'm going to try and read in March. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!